It's no intro. You're going live. Okay. Well, after several attempts at trying to get audio, I think I was able to do that through uh, StreamYard, and that's where I'm recording this on and through, hopefully to YouTube. So this is Phil's Musicast. Finally got to say something about music. Videos to date, been about 10 of them for tests to try to get audio. All right. But anyway, yeah, this is the the title could become Two in a Room. I hope to get Mr. Joe Gretzky from dear friend in the Orlando area to join me to co present our little podcast thing. The description is pretty good for the page. I did update that stuff, and the description's pretty valid. So I'll just leave it at that. But can talk things music, all things we are aware of, and dating back, 50 plus years, going to shows back in the 70s and whatnot. Be sharing a lot of that, but just to give you an idea, like in the last 24 hours, content we'll be covering. Buddy Will at work, shout out to Will. Went to see My Chemical Romance Saturday night in Tampa. Posted me a little video of that. I think of the opening band because there was a female lead singer. It sounded like Evanescence or somebody like that. But anyway, I'll be interviewing friends and people that have, either seen shows live recently or 40 years ago, the K-Town Gang and so forth. So lots of stories, seeing Aerosmith and Jeff Beck at the Lakeland Civic Center in the late 70s. Actually, Beck was probably 80-ish, but anyway, it's things of that nature. And I hope it's entertaining, but this will not be. It's really more, this also is a test of the first time I've been able to get any content out and with audio. So appreciate everybody bearing with that. I had a couple notes down here. We'll be interviewing some live players, local musicians that play live. Marshall, friend from the Satellite Beach crew, he's in two bands, and I go see him periodically and just have the best time. So we'll be covering that. Try to get Carolyn from Dawn Patrol. Sure, she'll do it, and some others, and a special guest in the future, Mr. Park Hill. I'll get, and that'll be a good one. Enough said about that. Dating back to the 50 years we've known each other, and he's been in many bands in Orlando, traveled, and done some really, really the coolest things. Anybody I know really that is played out. And anyway, so much for that. But that was it. Hey, before the one little piece I wanted to cover before I came in here from out there, I was checking out Mark Maron. We all know from WTF podcast. He has a video bit that's called "What's in the Bag," "What's in My Bag," and I assume this is a series, but it popped up and I watched it, and it was incredibly entertaining. It's Mark at a record store, and he's got a bag of the vinyl, the albums he purchased, and he pulls them out, talks about it, and there's a video clip that goes with it. And I think in every case, and what was really cool about it is what's in the bag, right? And if you know Mark Maron at all and hear his musical tastes and interests from his, 1,400 plus WTF podcasts, that he does have an eclectic music background. And so what was in his bag, and I just jotted a couple notes down. There was a Motorhead album. Actually, I think he said he had 2 Motorhead albums in there. He pull them out and he looks at them and tells the title and all that stuff. But what the one got me was Miley Cyrus, right? So he's got Miley Cyrus in there, and he says he loves her, and he loves her whole thing, which I think is a neat statement, really. And there was a UFO album. So one of the podcasts coming up relatively soon, Miss Buddy Pete Martin, shout out to Pete, went to UFO. Went and saw Michael Schenker here just 2 weekends ago at in Orlando at the Plaza Live, and a shout out to Plaza Live. If you guys in the Central Florida area, Plaza Live is a great place to see bands, and it's really cool. And we saw Schenker, and he's doing this tour. He's doing all music of UFO. So I had history with that, and I'll do one on that. There's more detail involved. It was fantastic. So anyway, Marin's got a UFO album in his What's in My Bag at the vinyl record store in Los Angeles. And then he had a Thelonious Monk. Actually, the T Monk was the artist that he had 2 albums of. So Motorhead was just 1 record, but he had 2 Thelonious Monk records. He's a big jazzer as well, and has a big history of listening to much jazz, and I'm sure he's seen a lot of it. But I interviewed some jazz artists as well, mostly rock guys, but not always. Anyway, that's the Marc Maron thing. I think it's relatively brand new. It's worth checking out. Go check it out. It's called Marc Maron, What's in My Bag. So anyway, this 7 minutes here, 5 minutes of content, kind of what this thing's going to be about. So intro, that's about it. One of the things I'm checking out is how the audio sounds on the actual podcast broadcast. Because over, I got a little board here, and it sounds weird over a little bit, but I think it sounds normal on the channel there. So it's just characteristics of this little 2-channel board, which I have to say so far I'm insanely happy with. Looking at the title of it, Maono, Maono. It's 2-channel Maono board. It's really super cool. So that's what I'm using. Got my cam and equipment. It took 2 weekends because I can't work on this during Monday through Friday. So it took me 2 weekends to just get everything hooked up. And once I got it hooked up, there was no audio. And then I battled that for this would be the second weekend of battling that. So I think I got past it. So extremely excited. So anyway, I hope everybody enjoys it. The title is probably going to change over time. But for now, that's it. A precursor is the first episode. It's going to be on the band Aerosmith. So just a little tease there, but the first actual podcast will be on about Aerosmith, and that's gonna be because there's tons of content, right? Let's face it. So all right, that's it. I'm signing out. It's PT Musicast episode 1. All right, everybody take care.